Nelson Hubble, Amazing Blue Review, breaking down the Michigan Wolverines on both sides of the ball. And let's not forget about special teams as well. Of course, we know that the special teams have been rock solid. The kicking, the place kicking, we see that with the highest drafted place kicker in the NFL from a season ago. And then he's replaced by one James Turner, who filled the role admirably at 18 of 21. And Tommy Doman, I believe, coming back as a punter as well. He was one of the best in the nation as well.
Yeah, so Doman's going to come back. We know that. And he's, I think, going to improve. Will probably be right in there competing for some of the top punter awards in the conference and in the country. And then you look at returner. I think Samaj Morgan is going to stay back there on punt returns. It's going to be interesting to see because Michigan has been, especially with Morgan emerging maybe as a receiver, sometimes they don't feel, especially after the Ronnie Bell injury, you don't know if you want to put a guy like that back there. I do think he ends up going back there. And then kick returns, it's going to be, to me, I think sophomore Cole Cabana, who is a running back, and I think he'll be on kick returns. Really good vision, elusive back, pretty fast guy. I think that he probably also has a shot on punt returns. But I'm guessing those are the two guys, and Morgan probably on kick returns as well. So those are some pretty dynamic athletes. Cabana, his tape, a lot of people were really high on, thought he might be able to get some snaps last year just because he was so talented. He plays outside in the slot as well. He's kind of a Donovan Edwards style player in that way, that he can run the ball or play some receiver. So I think he'll be out there on kick returns. So Michigan, some talented guys. Obviously, if you've heard any of the news recently with the NFL changing their kickoff rules, the NCAA is considering that not for this year necessarily, but going forward. So that would be interesting to see how that changes things. But I think they pretty much settled there. And then kicker is the one weird one. They recruited a guy who's the best kicker or one of the best kickers in the country a couple of years ago, Adam Samaha. He's from the state of Michigan, actually. And he's a guy who we didn't see at all, I don't think, kicking last year. Turner was there. And so that's going to be a huge question mark because you bring in someone who's never kicked in college before. It's finally his turn, so to speak. And I mean, it worked out with Jake Moody really well, like you mentioned, but that's a big question mark. And that's probably, there's an argument aside from quarterback that should be your biggest concern with this team.
For the record, one extra point for Samaha. So he got on for one extra point last year. There you go. Great stuff from Nelson. Both sides of the football, folks. You can check out all the videos, offense and defense. Dig in. Nelson delivered for us. We appreciate Nelson, you stopping by. Amazing Blue Review is the place to catch Nelson on a regular basis. You see the X/Twitter handle as well. Nelson, appreciate you stopping by doing all this for us.
Yeah, of course, Mark. Thanks for having me. I look forward to seeing some of the changes going forward and, previewing some of the other parts of maybe the spring game, we'll see.